Hello and welcome everybody from Mousekeplanners. This is Clint with the Apple Leisure Group, and today we're going to be taking a deep dive into Funjet. And I guess maybe like if you're thinking of a deep dive, maybe a deep dive into how you are going to be able to book easily, quickly, and efficiently when you are trying to package all inclusive packages for your clients. Now, the term all inclusive, that may mean nothing to you right now. So, if I was telling this to somebody who was brand new, an all inclusive resort is a resort that includes, with the purchase of that resort stay, all the food and beverages. It usually includes any other amenities that come along with the hotel in addition to your room. If you think of maybe going to somewhere, I mean, you guys come from the Disney realm, so let's say you went to a Disney resort. In order to get food and beverage, a lot of times you would either have to pay for that directly as you go to a restaurant or go to any of those different quick and beverage services that you may come by, or you would need to purchase a dining plan, right? And the dining plan is kind of like the separate payment that you make for the food that you're intending to eat. With an all inclusive resort to the Mexico or Caribbean or Central America locations that we provide through Funjet with VAX Vacation Access, the food is included. A lot of the amenities or non-motorized water sports or different activities that are at these resorts are free without further purchase because you've purchased your client's location and their spot at this resort. Okay, so that's what all inclusive means. And all inclusive really is the next step for your guys' agency. You are not the first travel agency that I've worked with who started out really kicking it with Disney, right? Like being powerhouses, understanding Disney inside and out, feeling so comfortable with the magic that you're like, why would I go anywhere else? But once you understand how easy it is to book all inclusive with Funjet, it's really just going to open up another avenue of the different products that you can give to your client. So that's my little spiel on all inclusive and how it's important. Now, once I've signed into VAX Vacation Access, this is the screen that you are normally going to be brought to. It's the home screen. VAX, however, is very much like a platform, an online shopping center, a mall, if you will, where many different suppliers are selling their packages inside of VAX. So the Apple Leisure Group, which is the company that Funjet is a part of, so we have Apple Vacations, Blue Sky Tours, Funjet Vacations, Southwest Vacations, Travel Impressions, United Vacations. Those are the 6 different brands that Apple Leisure Group provides. And we, with you guys, are focusing on Funjet because that is where you guys are earning by just being a part of this program, and also just with your relationship with Funjet, you're earning that 13% for domestic travel and 15% for international Hawaii travel. Now, when I'm using those numbers for commission, when I say earning, it's the commission that you're getting by selling these packages. We are assuming that you are booking an air hotel package where there's airfare and a hotel connected, and those percentages are going towards the hotel portion. So just giving you an example, let's say down here in the quick and easy search engine, I wanted to go to suppliers, and I'm going to go to, I'm going to go right to the beginning of VAX Vacation Access. And I can come down here and select one of my 6 ALG brands. You guys will be selecting Funjet. The package type is what drives the commission. So the flight and hotel package is where you guys are going to be earning the most money. If you decided to book a package on VAX that was just the hotel and any sort of features like transportation or excursions or tickets or something like that, your commission would be capped at 10% for that hotel and the package price that you're paying. If you have flight and hotel, and let's say that hotel was anywhere internationally or Hawaii, that's when you're earning that 15% on the hotel portion of your package. That then leads you to think, all right, well, what about the air portion of my package? What commission am I earning there? It depends on the type of air. And we have pretty much 3 different avenues that you can go to when you're booking airfare inside of one of our packages. The first is the one that I want to talk about, especially for you folks who are having clients fly out of Cleveland or Chicago O'Hare. It's the exclusive nonstop vacation flights. It's a mouthful, but you'll notice that there is a special link underneath the supplier section here. That link is going to take you to a calendar where you can 100% figure out whether or not these special flights that are getting you up to 15% commission on the flight portion, if they're available for the dates that your clients want to travel, and ensures that round trip airfare so that they're not only having that special flight for the departure, but also for their return. That is the route we're going to go, especially for you folks that are booking Cleveland and Chicago O'Hare. Now, if you're Orlando folks and you have people that are flying out of Orlando somewhere else, it's very simple to type in your airport code. I'm just typing in MCO. I was actually there just this last weekend. I was down at the Universal Resorts. I was visiting my brother. My wife and I had a trip, and my in laws were able to watch our kids, which is the first time in the 4 years we've been married that we have had a trip. So it was awesome. So yeah, just coming back from Orlando International, I could put in departing from Orlando, and then this is where you get to choose where your clients are going. There's any number of locations that you could type in here. For today's purposes, I'm going to focus on pretty much the bread and butter of all-inclusive resorts, which is Cancun, Riviera Maya, Mexico. You could also maybe think of Montego Bay, Jamaica, is another location that people will often go to. Punta Cana is really big, despite maybe some unfair media coverage that we've had in the past year. You can click on four different options here, and people will get kind of hung up. Like, well, what's the difference between Cozumel, Cancun hotels, and Cancun Riviera Maya? I just select the catch-all option, which would be Cancun and Riviera Maya. This is going to give your clients the option to view and choose with you the different resorts that are available in the Cancun hotel zone, which is a little bit more of the nightlife. It's in the gated community of Cancun. It's if you've ever seen Cancun, it looks like from above, like a Google Maps version, it looks like an island off the coast of Mexico that has the number 7. It's in the shape of the number 7. It used to be actually a hurricane buffer kind of landmass that they created, man-made, and then they added the hotels on top of it because they found that to be profitable and really close to the ocean, or the Gulf of Mexico, I should say. So and Riviera Maya is more of the laid-back, more sprawling hotels and resorts, a little bit more quiet, depending on the flavor of resort that you choose. Now, in VAX, you can do a total of 4 rooms, maximum of 8 people on a reservation. I don't suggest this. What I often will tell you is if you have multiple clients that happen to be traveling with one another, book each room on a separate reservation. That prevents any issues if you need to go back and add a person to a reservation, drop a person from a reservation, make any sort of modification. It makes it much, much easier and doesn't affect anybody else's room when they are on separate reservations. If, for example, you put 2 rooms on the same reservation, and later on you wanted to add a person into room number 2 once you've already booked the package. Let's say 3 months later, somebody's sister wants to come along and stay in room number 2 with her other 2 BFFs. Well, if they want to do that, we'll go ahead and we'll reprice that room number 2 if it's available for 3 people. But then room number 1, because they're on the same reservation, even though they're not making a change, they will need to reprice their hotel at the current double rate 3 months later. They don't get to keep that price they originally had unless you book them on separate reservations. That way, they're separate, their price doesn't get touched, and nobody's feelings get hurt. Okay, so that's just a little tip that I'm going to give you. When you're booking an infant, there are some options you have. That child who's under the age of 24 months could be on the lap of an adult they're traveling with. We call that a lap child. If you've been in the industry for any number of years, you know that term, and you know that a lap child under the age of 24 months only pays for the international taxes that they would be paying for when traveling. So significantly less than a full airline ticket, but they don't have their own seat. They're just going to be sitting on the lap of an adult. If you want that client's infant to have their own seat, you will do that by when selecting the child, the number of children on there. If the child is an infant, you either select the age number 1, which is under 2, under the age of 24 months, or you're going to select IN as the age type. You can also enter in the exact date of birth. Either three of those is going to ensure your clients are getting a seat. Uh, and I should say, if you select IN, I kind of goofed here. IN is what's going to identify them as a lap child. So let me recap that because I kind of lumped it all together. If you want that child to have a seat, select number 1 or enter in their date of birth. If you want them to be sitting on the lap and not actually have a seat but be paying significantly less, you're going to select IN as the age type for that child. And if you forget all this, there is a button that you can click that'll walk you through it. I just thought it'd be better than me just reading off of here to show you what I mean. All right, select your departure dates. We're doing the Orlando to Cancun option right here. I'm going to move my calendar sometime into June of 2020. We'll go for 7 nights. Add that promotional code if you have one. Most codes with Funjet will pre-populate, meaning they're going to add onto your package as long as you qualify for a promo code. Qualifications would include, having to book within a certain date range. Maybe your clients need to travel within a certain date range, or they need to be leaving from a specific airport or going to a certain location. The system will kind of run your search criteria through, and if the promo code matches, it'll throw it onto the package and reduce your rate. Click on search and you're ready to go. The only other thing is you can add travel protection before you click on search. We currently, as of December 2nd, switched over to the Travel Protection Plus. I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but it is a all ALG, so all of our brands, except for Southwest Vacations, provides a Travel Protection Plus travel protection, which is cancel for any reason, no matter where you are going, and it's going to give your clients the most money back should they cancel pre-travel. It also protects your commission up to $100 per room per reservation. So that's one place where you could pull Funjet inventory. Click on search. It's going to take you in to the hotel availability screen. It'll pull some flights that you can then switch out and choose to what your client wants. And it's very simple. And we'll do that a little bit later. The other place where you can get Funjet inventory is if you hover over suppliers on that main page and actually click on Funjet Vacations. This will take you to the funjetagent.com, and that is the site inside of VAX where you are directly pulling the same inventory that you were if we were to have clicked on search in our Orlando to Cancun example. However, I don't need to select my package supplier because I already know I'm going to be booking Funjet when I'm inside of this store. A tip that I would give you is if you always want to just be coming to this page, you can bookmark this Funjet page inside of VAX by clicking on the star if you're in Google Chrome. Whatever web browser you use, just use the process to add to your favorites this page right here. And then whenever you click on it, you'll still have to sign into VAX if you haven't done that yet, but it'll bring you directly to this page instead of to the main page of VAX. Along the top here, there's some interesting things that you'll want to know about. All promo codes that are currently active and being updated will be seen in the promo code section. We have promotions and deals, which are slightly different than promo codes. These might be a reduction in price built into the total package price. So it might say something like 20% off if you book during the month of February. Well, that just means that you are getting 20% less for that package than if the client booked the same package without that promotion going on. Promotions also might be upgraded transfers, upgraded room categories, resort credits that the client wouldn't have got unless they had booked through you through Funjet on VAX. So you can always go here and check those out. Destination and hotels. This is another place where you can find profiles for all of the resorts that we service and sell within Funjet in these different locations around the world. So if I clicked on Mexico, it'll have a nice little picture of Mexico. It'll say Mexico hotels, and you'll be able to view each of the regions within Mexico. On the map, you just find where your clients may want to go, and then once you click on it, you'll be able to click on the name of the resort and look at all the information that we would have in the hotel profile. So I'm going to show you that later, but just know you can access these here without actually creating a reservation. And then another great place to find deals for your client is underneath this map. So remember, destination hotels, click on where you're going, and then go to where it says Funjet's top, and this will change depending on where you're traveling to. So if you were in Caribbean, it would say top Caribbean deals. We're in Mexico, it says top Mexico deals. And the way that you can read this is it's a great way to build the package from the ground up for the client. So maybe the client is wanting to go to Cozumel, which is an island off to the east of the land in Mexico. We would look here and it would tell you the star rating for that hotel. It would tell you the savings that's being included and the dates of departure that would be valid for this price. The price over here is the per person price. So 3 nights at the Allegro Cozumel for 2 people would be $288 times 2. So I'm really looking at just about $600 here, give or take. And then I can click on select. It's going to let me move forward, look at the information on that hotel, and if I really want it, I can then click on search with the dates my clients want to travel, and you can then add on flights, you can add on excursions. You're just starting with a really fantastic hotel rate. All right, some other great stuff. Travel info. This is where you can find information on flights. So scheduled air for those folks going out of Orlando. Some of the information of scheduled air being on Funjet. Now, scheduled air comes in 2 different flavors, right? So I talked about getting 15% commission on the exclusive nonstop vacation flights. Scheduled air comes in either published or bulk. Published air is exactly what the airline is giving, right? So if I went on AmericanAirlines.com and found a flight, it would be the same type of flight for the same non-commissionable rate that you would be getting with the airline. The other flavor is bulk. So bulk fare is a unique rate that we as a tour operator, that's what Funjet is, we package all these different things together for a client's trip. That's a special rate that only we get and you can only use when you're putting your flight with a car or a hotel. You can use the bulk rate. Now, the bulk rate is going to give you 5% commission on the air portion of your package. So you either get 0 commission, we say 0 to 5 for published air, but usually I would just count on it being 0. 5% for bulk and 15% when you're going with exclusive nonstop vacation flights. Groups. You're going to talk about groups with Anthony in your 3rd webinar, so stay tuned for that. You have a whole nother webinar with our friend Mark on advanced techniques and modifications and some more, kind of tricky and complex bookings. So we're not to groups yet, but this is where you can get a little sneak peek if you want to come here after today's done. Insider Circle perks, this is where you're going to find some really great deals for select hotels. Inside of this section, you'll be able to click on the different resorts and move forward and book the ones that are giving extra perks and promotions with Funjet. Payment plans, this is where you can find information on deposits. Travel Protection Plus, so this is our new travel protection we launched back in December. The reason it's new is because the package price, the per person package price, is what determines the price of the travel protection. So let's say I have 3 people going on a trip, 2 adults and 1 child, and the child is under the age of 12. If my child is paying between $0 to $7.99 for their portion of the trip, they're going to be paying $39.99 for their cancel for any reason travel protection that's added onto the package. If the adults are somewhere within that same range, they'll be paying $79.99 per person. It is possible, however, that maybe the child is only paying somewhere within this range, and your adults, maybe their per person price is between $800 and $1,499. So they could be paying $109.99 while the child is in that first tier. So just be aware, it is possible to have children paying at a different tier level than the adults. It all depends on that person's individual per person package price. So what's included in it? You get something called the best price guarantee. That's where if at any point the price of your vacation drops, you can rebook the package for the lower rate of that room if it's available, and we will give you the lower rate if you have the Travel Protection Plus. You can cancel for any reason, so maybe your hair does not look right, or you just don't feel like going on vacation today. I don't know who that would be, but maybe you got the flu. Doesn't matter the reason, you don't need to submit a claim. You can cancel the package and get every dime back minus the amount, and look at that, that's significantly less. Let's say it was $199 for 2 people. I'm just going to pull up my calculator here and give you a test run. So if I was to clear all of this and I had, let's see, 109.99 times 2, oh, that was a division. Let me multiply it. Times 2. $219.98 is what 2 people would pay for travel protection on this particular package, ideally. And if the client's package, let's say, was $3,000, okay, so $3,000 minus $219, let's say 98, they're going to get $2,780 back should they cancel. No questions asked, no need to submit a claim. If that $3,000 package did not have travel protection, let me just kind of walk through the different price. So normally a client may have a $200 per person ticketing fee from the airline, which just means they're going to withhold $200 for each person that canceled that airfare if the clients did not travel. So let's say with these 2 people, that's $400 right there that they're not getting back. You can see we've already saved the clients $180 back to their bottom line because we purchased travel protection. That also doesn't include any penalties the hotel may incur depending on when the clients are canceling. So maybe they cancel within 7 days, and the price, the penalty for that hotel without travel protection is 2 nights. We'll be liberal here and we'll say that it was $100 per night for the hotel, and they're charging 2 nights, so that's another $200 they're getting off their package. So this is what they would be getting back to their card if they did not have travel protection. With the travel protection, you've given them back about $380. And in addition, you've gotten at least $100 for each room on that reservation in your commission. So you're really saving a lot of money for yourself and for the client by adding this on. All right, so travel protection's there. You can add it on to packages. You have agent rewards. This is going to be important for you. Now, if you have a package that you have booked on VAX and you have put any sort of money down on that package after November, I think November 2nd, you should have already received a welcome letter from the Waves program. That money on the reservation should have not even full payment, just deposit or some sort of money, should have generated a welcome letter to you from our Waves program advising that you're joining the Waves program. How does this work? Waves is a new program we started back in November, and the reason we did it was because before we merged into all 6 of these brands being a part of Apple Leisure Group, we had rewards programs for Apple, we had a different one for TI, there was different rewards programs for Blue Sky, Funjet, Southwest, and United, and it was just nobody knew, hey, does this combine? Usually not. Man, I'm really spreading myself thin. I wish we had one program where we could really pool our efforts and get the most out of what we're doing. And that's what this is. This is giving you the opportunity for all of your bookings to earn points. These points, there's for every $30 that you book, you're going to get a set number of points depending on the type of package. So if you have a package with some of those exclusive nonstop vacation flights, for every $30, you're going to get 10 points. If you have a scheduled air, whether it be published or bulk air, right, because we have those 2 different flavors, you get 5 points for every $30. And that includes any land-only packages. If you're doing groups, which, like I said, you'll talk about in your last webinar with Anthony, he'll give you guys a little bit more of the rundown of those programs as it pertains to you. You would notice that you're going to get double the points. So if it's exclusive vacation flight packages within your groups, 20 points. If it's scheduled air, whether it be published or bulk, 10 points for every $30 inside of a group package. So do points ever expire? Yep, they do if you don't make any booking within 12 months. So if there's no booking with payment on it within 12 months, a year, then you lose the points that are on there and your account is canceled. But if points are moving and grooving, you don't need to worry about that. Points are always moved from pending to available for you to use on rewards, trips, rewards packages, and also convert to cash on an online Visa 7 days after travel's completed. If the booking cancels, you obviously don't get the points because there was no revenue generated there, so just keep that in mind. You'll always know if you're getting extra points because there is going to be a label with a green box. And that green box next to each available room category is saying, hey, not only are you going to get points for every $30 here, you're also going to get an extra number of points because maybe Secrets is the, hotel of the month, or maybe, Ryu is the hotel of the month, and they're going to be giving some more points than your average bear. You'll have a dashboard that you can log into, and you're going to be able to view all of your points across all of the brands. You'll see the total amount of points and then instructions on how to convert those points over to your special virtual Visa, and also instructions on how to redeem those points for travel is here as well. You can always see the hotels that are giving the extra points by clicking on current offers. And then you'll just know that whatever month we're in, it's going to tell you in here for each brand where are those extra points going to be allocated. So you don't just have to wait in order to find it. All right, going back to the Funjet homepage, I did have a question come in here from Lee. She said, with flights, can you choose your air carrier? What if your client has air rewards they want to use? So the answer to that is yes, you can choose your carrier. The answer to using airline rewards points on packages is that you can't. Clients with, let's say, they can always earn points. So there is going to be a place where you can add in your airline loyalty number for the client with their information when you book the package. So they're going to be earning points for the package that they're booking. But you can't apply any of those loyalty points towards the flight portion of a vacation package. That has to be done directly with the airline. So we've been working, especially with our United Vacation and Southwest Vacation brands, to try to get the ability for points to be used on packages. We haven't quite made it there yet. I don't have a timeline of when that will happen, but the best thing for you to remember is that you can earn, but you can't use with us. You have to use directly with the airline. All right. So let's get in and actually make a package. I'm going to make a package using the Chicago O'Hare option. So right now, here we are on the main page of Funjet. I'm going to click on that exclusive nonstop vacation flight link. And once I'm inside of here, I can choose to do flight only with exclusive vacation flights. Just remember, if you do flight only with our special flights, it's capped at 10% for commission. If you do it with flight and hotel, 15%. So that's really the benefit here. Flight and hotel, I'm going to go with Chicago O'Hare. You can see we also have Cleveland. Departure month, I'm going to go sometime in June of 2020. We'll do all lengths of stay. This is really important. I always do all lengths of stay, even if my client says we only want to go for 4 nights. Because that way, if the 4-night option with departure and return is no longer available for the special flight, it'll give me the 3-night option or the 5-night option. And if I give the client the option with that flexibility, maybe they'll be willing to go an extra night or a night less, while still getting that higher commission for you and the great rate for the client. I'm going to do 1 room, 2 adults, and add that special travel protection and click on search. Now, once I get to the calendar on the next page, just note, anytime you see the name of a destination and it is grayed out, that means if it's in gray text, all the seats have been sold, meaning there is no more seats left on that flight for you to get that special rate, special commission for your client. If it's in black, you can find out what seats are available for a certain stay by hovering over the location. So I'm going to go Saturday, June 6th, Cancun, Riviera Maya. And it comes up with a drop-down menu from 1 night all the way down to 21 nights. Now, I've never booked a package for 21 nights, but it would be pretty sweet if you did, and you have the option here. If the clients want for that 4-night stay we talked about, well, you can be sure that within 4 nights, there's going to be a exclusive vacation flight for them to fly back on at the special rate and also the special commission for you. I don't need to start from the beginning. I just clicked on the number of nights my clients want to stay. And now it's going to automatically pull those flights so I don't have to guess and hope that they are there. Otherwise, for some of our other charter cities, clients may want to leave on a Tuesday, but maybe charters for that city only leave on a Wednesday. If you put in the Tuesday for the departure, you're not going to know that the charter in the normal search is available 1 day later or 1 day earlier. So having this calendar is very helpful. Having it on all lengths of stay is also very helpful. So here's our special flights. You can see it's Frontier, Bulk, but exclusive vacation flight, so I'm getting 15%. Now I'm at my hotel availability screen. So let's kind of look here. I'm not going to cover filters. That's something that Mark is going to cover in ways that you can qualify your client and really make the booking the best for yourself. I do, however, know that if I want to sell to my client, I'm going to have to send them a snapshot of what I'm building for them. So maybe I want to send them an email, an itinerary of whatever hotel I currently have selected and what hotel or what flights I have to that resort, as well as any features. If you use the email print itinerary option, this is a very basic itinerary. It doesn't give the client any more information beyond just the basic information of these are your flights, this is the currently selected hotel, and here are some promotions that come along with it. It will give advisories, it'll put on any add-on features that you have onto the package, and just the basic payment information. But that's it. So if I want my client to be able to, let's say they're not quite sure, and you can always preview and then click on email to send it to your recipient. If I want my client to be able to kind of choose between some options and not have to type into Google these places where they may accidentally go to the hotel directly, or maybe they go to TripAdvisor to find out some reviews and then they book through TripAdvisor, you can do what is called creating a sales email. That button is located right above the checkout button, and when I click on that, you'll notice that the text change. It now says preview sales email. When I'm previewing the sales email, it will open up a checkbox next to each available room category that I can select. So if I opened up the Now Sapphire, any available room category, I'm going to do the Deluxe Junior Suite Tropical View. I click on Add to Sales Email, and now that hotel air price is going to show up in my email, and the clients are going to be able to click on the name of the resort, read about the resort, look at pictures of the resort without being sent anywhere else. They're not going to be able to book on their own. They're only going to be able to book with you. And you can do that for up to 6 different room categories, either in the same hotel or in different ones. So if I go down here with the Deluxe Junior Suite Tropical View, I could keep going down. Don't forget, there are certain inclusions that you get when you book with Apple Leisure Group with Funjet. So if I click on VIP inclusions, you can see that the guests are going to get stuff that other people don't get. There's going to be a welcome letter, a bottle of sparkling wine, a rum, tequila, whatever it is that resort is known for. Any special discount services for the spa, in-room family breakfast. There's tons of really great added on features because you're booking with us instead of with other people. When I want, I can always click on the minus sign to minimize the amount of rooms that I'm looking at for that hotel. And then I can go back down. I'm gonna give the client a taste of the Allure Junior Suite. We want them to look at that. If I want, I could also hover over the waves, and it tells me that I'm earning double the points for this hotel. When I book this package, and once my clients have traveled and then returned, for every $30 with exclusive vacation flights, I may have been earning 10 points because this is not a part of a group, but it does have that special flight on it, and it's a package. Well, now I'm going to be earning 20 because this is a special thing going on right now if you book with this resort with this type of package. So some really cool extra inclusions. We'll also do the Dreams. I'm going to Secrets Maroma. That's a fantastic resort. I was actually there back in, when was it? I think in November. It was gorgeous. Beautiful beach, really nice property. You can just click on any of those locations, and you can do up to 6. Now, if you also want, I'm going to scroll all the way down. Any features that you want to add on to this, if you click on Features, this is where you go to add on excursions, tours, tickets, transportation. If you didn't add travel protection on at the time of when you clicked on search, this is where you could, choose the number of travel protections you want and click on update. One thing that you can't do right now is add travel protection minus the amount of who's on the party. So let's say there's 2 people on the reservation right now, you have to put 2 travel protections on there, but pretty soon you're going to have the ability to subset that, meaning if there's 2 people on the reservation, one person wants travel protection, the other one does not, you are going to have the ability to do that. You're not there yet, but hopefully by the end of this month, I know that that's an enhancement they wanted to give you. Some search items you might want to check out. So flight options, I'm going to click on that one first because with our exclusive vacation flights, if it's Frontier as the charter company, you are able to prepay for checked bags. And the benefit to you for this is that you now are getting commission on those bags, which you were not getting the commission for the bags when they booked directly through the airline. It's also a reduced rate. They're paying less than if they had paid directly with the airline or at the counter. Same for the carry-on baggage with Frontier. Now, some of our airlines, I know that Allegiant, flying out of not Cincinnati, Indianapolis, and Pittsburgh, they have something called prepaid seat selection, and that's where you can pay for seating up at the front. You'll actually be able to select that seating at the very end of the booking process once you've entered the client's names and date of birth as it shows in the government-issued ID and entered in that feature, you can do that. That's not available on all of our charters, but by clicking on flight options, you'll be able to see any options that are available. If I wanted to do sightseeing and tours, this is one way I can see what's available. Right now with Amstar, which is our main destination management company, they can provide you a voucher so that your client, if they're not sure what they want to do, can prepay for a voucher that they can then apply when they talk with the Amstar representative down at the resort. And they're already going to be talking with them to set up their return transportation. So they might as well, just go ahead and use that voucher to book their excursion. All right. And I can add those to my email sales deal. So if I want them to read up on the Amstar voucher, I just click on add to sales email. Tulum half-day tour. I'm going to click on that. You can do up to 6 features, 6 hotel options, and then 3 rental car options, all on the same email. Now, lastly, booking administration is where you can go to add commission onto your package. This is like an agency or service fee. If you add $100, and you can either add by dollar amount or percentage, I'm going to click on 100 and click on set. That is going to raise the package price $100, but it does not raise your commission $100. There is a 10% processing fee that we take out of that. We funnel it back into advancing our technology and our agent rewards program. So just know that's what's happening there when you add commission on top of what you're already earning. The client will not see that $100 you added on unless you click on display as line item. That is the only way they're going to know that you added commission onto your package with a service fee. If you want to reduce that amount back down, just type in the number 0, balance out the scales, and you're right back down to that original commission amount. I'm just exiting out. It's going to assure that I have the correct pricing. And lastly, when I'm ready to send my email that I created, you're going to click on Preview Sales Email after you've checked all the appropriate boxes. And this is what's going to pull up for you. Now, it does say that there's an error because sometimes when I am on a screen for too long, it doesn't pull the way I want it to. See if it's still going to give me the business. There we go. All right. So it shows the flights for the client. You can even give them a nice little blurb of, hey, you're really great. So excited to be doing business with you. Here's what I got for you. Tell me what you want. It'll tell them the flights you've chosen, the check-in, checkout date. It'll give you the resorts you've checked, and then the clients will be able to click on that name and look at the profile. Any features you've added, such as the excursion, maybe upgraded transfers, those will be there, and then you can also do a closing comment. Now, right now, when I send this out, it is only going to show from travel info at fromyourtravelagent.com, which is super generic. And if I saw that come into my email box, if it didn't go to spam, I'd probably delete it as a client. But if you want to send it to yourself, send this email to yourself and then send it out to your client. You can't do it from the system because there are laws from you sending information from another site to another client. It's called spam. And we don't want you guys to get in trouble that way. So just send it to yourself. The workaround is if it comes from your email, then you can send it to whoever you want. Now, Maria had a really great question. She said, what do we do with the Book Now button? So this is the part where Lee wanted me to talk about Go Funjet sites. So Lee already has a personal one for the agency. The way it works is that when you apply for our Go Funjet affiliate program, which I'm going to actually have Lee take a poll by the end of the day. If any of you want to be a part of this program, once I've described what it is, just email Lee and she's going to, give me a list of everybody who wants to apply for this. And I'm going to send over a list to our team that builds these special affiliate sites so that you guys don't have to go through the whole rigmarole of doing it online. But what will happen is when I'm on funjetvacations.com, you can go to Agent Tools and you can go to Agency Website. This site allows you to have a special link where when clients click on it, they are taken to a page that looks very much like Funjet's homepage. But your logo is going to be in the top left-hand corner. Your number is going to be in the top right-hand corner, or your email address, however you want the clients to contact you, as well as your name. And clients are going to be able to book through this site. Once they do, they put in their name, date of birth, just as if you were booking it for them, but they're putting in the information. You get a special email that's sent to your email. It doesn't say Go Funjet site booking, but it will just have the name of the client, and you'll know, hey, I didn't book that, so it must have came from my Go site. You have full control of the reservation, and you receive full commission. This really comes in handy when you have a client that maybe you're working with all week long, and you can't get a hold of them on Friday, and you have these Book Now buttons on the email you send them right before you leave for the weekend. Saturday morning comes, they're eating their Cheerios, they're watching cartoons or whatever people do nowadays, probably on their tablet playing Candy Crush, those Candy Crushers. But regardless, when they click on Book Now, they're going to be sent to your GoFundJet site where you can then they'll fill out the information and they book with you. Whereas if they couldn't get a hold of you, they might have went and booked themselves over the weekend, fearing that the price may go up. So that's the benefit of having an affiliate link. You can also put it on your business Facebook page if you do that yourself. You can do a lot of things with this. Now, you don't have to send the email sales tool with a Book Now button. If you want to send the sales email without it, you can just check the box that says Show Book Now buttons. It's going to blink. The page will just refresh really quick, and it's going to take away that Book Now button. You can also choose to remove the pricing if you just want the client to focus more on the experience because they're going to get hung up on a few dollars. Now, when it comes to pricing, another reason you may not want to show the pricing is that if you use that set your own commission tool that I showed you previously to add on as agency fee, it is not going to update the amount shown on the sales tool email. So if you added $50, it's not going to show that extra $50 in the total package price. And then when you go and add it on, the clients are going to say, hey, this was my price. Why did it go up? The way around this, though, and I've never had any agent tell me this doesn't work, just tell the clients this is a tentative price. It's going to go up and down due to taxes and fees. And then if there is $50 or $100 or something that goes up or down, they knew, right? You told them that it was coming. So if you're interested in having something like this where clients are able to book the package, enter their information, even if you're not directly there, email Lee, let her know you want a Go Funjet site, and she's going to send me a list of all of you guys that want it. I'm going to tell her, the information that she's going to need to include on that list, and that way we're going to get you guys all squared away. But if this is something you're like, I don't really want to mess with that, don't worry about it. Just forget about it. You can still use this sales tool to your advantage. All right, this is the very end. I am going to keep the recording going for just a few more minutes. I don't want it to get too long, but I do want to unmute the call. Now, when I answer, if anybody has called in, it's okay. You're not going to hear your voice if you listen to the recording, but I will repeat your answer. If you did not call in via the phone, I'm not going to be able to hear your voice. There's no way for you to speak through your computer with WebEx. So if you didn't call in but you still have a question, just type the question into the chat. I would be more than happy to answer your question. So unmuting the call. All right. Is there anybody on the line who has a question they want to answer or ask verbally? I I don't think there is, so that's okay. You are very welcome, Maria. Glad you were here today. In the meantime, if you do have any questions, I'm going to pull up my email address. My name is Clint, even though whenever I typed today it said Ben. It's because Ben is our senior manager and I share his WebEx line. Manager of account implementation. We also have my phone number. Feel free to give me a call, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Central Time. Anne Marie, you are typing a question. Don't worry, I won't leave before then. And then email is probably the best way to get a hold of me, guys. Our team is probably not necessarily the people that are going to help you. I'll just be frank, bypass customer service. But we will make sure that if you've already gone through where you need to go, if you already have gone through the normal channels and you just need some direction on how do I do this, do you have any resources to help me here, who do I go to, we'll try to point you in the right direction. Our job is to guide you as you guys continue to grow and really excel with Funjet in VAX. All right, so Lay said, we have some agents who have no idea what resorts to even look for. What's your advice for how to research hotels that you've never been to? My advice would be, first of all, to go to the AMR Media site. Our resorts through AM Resorts, which is a part of the Apple Leisure Group, are absolutely fantastic. And, it's always kind of gimmicky when somebody's like, oh, go to our resorts, they're the best. But legit, they are fantastic. And the AMR Media site, if you are not already a AM Resort agent, let me just get here. Usually it pops right up, but I think it's because we switched over. This media site really has anything you would want on that particular brand. So it will have you, accept terms and conditions and all of that. And really quick, I'm actually going to copy and paste this right into the chat for you all. That link will take you to the media site in your default web browser. I'll also include it in my email that I send over to Lee. But there's resort product guides. You can see the different brands of the AM Resorts portfolio. Just to give you a brief rundown, Zoetry is a boutique hotel, very small, great for those clients that just want to get away and have a quiet time. Secrets is adults only. It's all inclusive. It is romantic, but it's a little bit bigger and has a little bit more to do than a Zoetry. Breathless is like a party, okay? But there are places where you can go and quiet down. There's spas, there's quiet places on the beach, but I mean, it's really beaten. I was at one for the Apple Vacations Platinum trip. It was the Riviera Maya Breathless, and I was facing the pool. I think it was about 1 or 2 a.m. by the time that beat stopped. So just know there's a lot of really awesome things there. Dreams is not adults only, but it is adult all inclusive. And I've had many couples go to Dreams and had a fantastic time while they were there, even on their honeymoon. Now Reflect and Sunscape, Now and Reflect are kind of below, not in quality, but just in the type of experience more for individual travelers as well as those who are focused on wellness. And then Sunscape is probably the not bottom of the barrel, but just brands that are more focused on family, kids oriented, and lower budget. So just a really quick rundown, but this is where you're going to want to go for all of this for AMR. And then you always have the option when you're in Funjet Vacations to go to destinations and hotels. And when I click on, let's say, Central America, that was a location we didn't talk about today. You can click on Belize, and it will give you the star rating and also the name of the different resorts that are available in our portfolios with that location. So that's another really great way for you to get there. I'll try to include all of this in the email I send over to Lee. Anthony also, I'm going to mention this to Lee. Anthony is also, including your groups training, would be a great person to talk about with some fantastic resorts. He's been to a lot of resorts. He's run some FAMs of his own, and really, I always enjoy listening to him, talk about where he's been and what he knows about. So definitely a really good resource there in your final training. All right, I am going to end the recording so it doesn't get too long, but there is another question. So